Welcome back, Dark Divers, to Dark Dive, the Strange, Hidden, and Untold. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Vera. And buckle up today, folks, because we're getting beamed up.
Oh, Vera, you have no idea what you're in for. This is one of those theories that when you first hear it, you just kind of blink and go, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, you gave me a little sneak peek, and my brain is already doing gymnastics. So, Kevin, what wild rabbit hole are we plunging into today?
Today, we're diving headfirst into Project Bluebeam. Ever heard of it? Probably not, because it sounds like something straight out of a blockbuster movie.
I mean, the name itself is intriguing. Blue Beam, it sounds very sci fi.
It is. It's a conspiracy theory that posits a fake alien invasion, orchestrated by, wait for it, global elites. To usher in a new world order, unify humanity, all that good stuff. It's wild, I tell you. Wild.
A fake alien invasion? So, like, a really elaborate prank on a global scale? That just sounds incredibly ambitious, and frankly, a little bit terrifying. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay, so Project Bluebeam. This theory, it's like the most cinematically ambitious conspiracy theory you could ever imagine. It's literally about global elites orchestrating a fake alien invasion.
Wait, a fake alien invasion? Like with flying saucers that aren't actually flying saucers?
Exactly. But on a truly colossal scale. The theory posits that NASA, get this, in collaboration with the United Nations, because of course, right? They possess the technological capability to project these massive three-dimensional holograms across the Earth's entire sky.
No.
Yes, like imagine seeing something in the sky so convincing you'd truly believe it was extraterrestrial contact, or even wilder, some kind of divine intervention. It's meant to be so realistic, so overwhelming, that it would trigger mass psychological conditioning.
So they're not just trying to trick us, they're trying to condition us to what? To welcome our new holographic overlords?
Precisely. The whole point of this stage spectacle is to prepare humanity to accept what they call a new world order, a single global government. It's like the ultimate unity through deception, essentially. This grand fabricated event would supposedly make everyone go, "Oh my gosh, we need to unite. Look, the aliens are here or the gods are back."
That is that is absolutely insane. I mean, the sheer scale of it and the idea of everyone falling for it, it's like something out of a very expensive, very dystopian movie. I'm kind of speechless, honestly.
Right? It taps into all those deep anxieties we have about technology, about manipulation, about, someone pulling the strings, and the idea that our own sky could become literally a giant screen for a staged event. It's a lot. So, who cooked up this delightfully bonkers theory, you ask? Well, the man behind the madness was a Quebecois conspiracy theorist and journalist named Serge Monast. He first articulated Project Bluebeam back in 1994.
In 1994? Okay, so this isn't like a brand new TikTok conspiracy. This has been simmering for a while.
Oh, absolutely. And Monist wasn't just throwing out vague ideas. He outlined a really sophisticated, like, four-phase plan. The whole goal of this elaborate scheme, according to him, was to dismantle all existing religious and political structures. Just casually replace them with a unified New Age belief system. No biggie.
A new age belief system, so it's not just about control, but also like a spiritual overhaul. That's ambitious. And Monist, the guy who came up with this, did anything happen to him after he started talking about this? Because, these things tend to attract attention.
Ah, Vera, you're always one step ahead. Yes, he actually died mysteriously in 1996, just 2 years after articulating the theory.
No. Of course he did. I mean, of course, a man who unveils a global elite fake alien invasion plan just, passes away suddenly. That's That's not suspicious at all.
right? It's almost too perfect for the narrative, isn't it? But yes, it definitely adds a layer of intrigue to the whole thing. So that's Serge Monast and his grand four-phase plan to reshape humanity. We're just getting started. All right, so phase one. Brace yourself, Vera, because it starts with, get this, orchestrating fake archaeological discoveries.
Wait, fake archaeological discoveries. Like they're just going to plant stuff?
Exactly. The idea, according to Monist, is that these fabricated findings would fundamentally challenge and totally discredit all existing religious doctrines. Imagine, like, they dig up something that supposedly proves, I don't know, Jesus was actually an alien, or that the Quran was written by a space lizard. Something completely wild.
Oh my gosh. So they're not just creating a show in the sky, they're going straight for the foundation of belief systems? That's that's a whole other level of manipulation.
Oh, it is. The goal supposedly is to shake the very foundations of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and all the other major faiths. It's about creating widespread spiritual confusion and doubt. Like, imagine a global crisis of faith, where suddenly everyone's questioning everything they've ever believed about history, about spirituality, about divine revelation.
Ugh, that's deeply unsettling. It's not just about like tricking people with visuals. It's about dismantling their entire worldview from the inside out, like a psychological bomb.
Yeah, exactly. It's designed to make humanity question their deepest beliefs. Because once you've got people doubting their spiritual roots, then, well, you've softened them up for the next phase. Which, believe it or not, gets even crazier. Okay, so you've softened them up with the fake archaeology, right? Now, they're questioning everything. Perfect. Because phase two is where Monist called it. And I kid you not, this is the actual name he gave it, the Gigantic Space Show.
The gigantic space show? Kevin, that sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon.
I know, right? But it's dead serious in his theory, apparently. This is the most technologically ambitious part. Monist claimed that space-based laser systems would project, get this, massive three-dimensional holograms onto the Earth's atmosphere.
Whoa, wait. Like up in the sky? Holograms? Across the whole planet?
Yep, across the planet. And here's the kicker. These holographic projections would initially appear as manifestations of various religious figures. We're talking Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad, all of them, appearing simultaneously across different regions of the world, speaking in local languages and dialects. Imagine seeing like a giant holographic Buddha floating over Tokyo and Jesus appearing over New York at the exact same time.
Oh my god. That's that's like a cosmic, really messed up spiritual theater production. It's so audacious. I almost can't even picture the scale of that.
Right? It's supposed to be so convincing, so realistic, that it's indistinguishable from actual divine manifestations. Like, your average person, they just think, oh, wow, it's finally happening. All the prophets are here.
And speaking in my language. So it's personalized manipulation too, not just a general show.
Exactly. It's meant to be incredibly personal and overwhelming. But then the theory suggests that these projections would gradually merge into a single figure.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Yep, a single figure representing the Antichrist, who would then present himself as the fulfillment of all religious prophecies. So, you start with Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, then boom, it's just one guy saying, I'm the one you've all been waiting for.
That is the ultimate bait and switch, isn't it? From a spiritual awakening to, the end of times. Gosh, the sheer level of deception, it's mind boggling. And if the technology was convincing enough, you can see how people, especially after their faith has been shaken, would fall for it.
Okay, so you've had the fake archaeological digs that rocked their faith. Then you've got the gigantic space show with all these religious figures appearing and then merging into the Antichrist. Now, they're truly primed. Because phase three, this is where it gets even more personal.
Oh no, how can it get more personal than a giant holographic Antichrist speaking in my dialect?
Well, Monist described this as telepathic and electronic communications. The idea is that low frequency radio waves would be used to directly implant thoughts into human minds.
Wait, implant thoughts? Like literally into my brain? Not just seeing it, but hearing it inside my head?
Exactly. The illusion would be that this projected religious figure, this Antichrist, is communicating directly with you, bypassing your traditional senses. So it's not just seeing him in the sky, it's hearing his voice, his divine messages, inside your own mind.
Oh, that's just a whole other level of creepy. That's like peak invasion of privacy. I mean, my thoughts are supposed to be mine.
Right? The theory suggests people would believe they are receiving genuine divine messages, like a direct line to God or, the Antichrist in this case, when in reality they're being manipulated by advanced psychological warfare technology. It's like they've seen it, now they're hearing it, and it feels like it's coming from within.
Ugh, that's so insidious. It's one thing to be fooled by an image, but to have voices in your head that you think are divine, that's truly terrifying. It completely removes your agency. You wouldn't even trust your own mind at that point.
Okay, so you've got the fake archaeological findings, the gigantic space show with the merging Antichrist, and then the telepathic mind whispers. You'd think that's enough, right? But oh no, Monist had a grand finale planned.
A grand finale? Kevin, what could possibly top a telepathic Antichrist? Is he going to make us all tap dance simultaneously?
Even wilder, Vera. Phase 4 is called the Universal Supernatural Manifestation, and it involves a coordinated series of, well, supernatural events designed to convince humanity that an alien invasion is absolutely 100% imminent.
Aliens, of course. Why stop at the Antichrist when you can throw in some little green men? Or, I guess, little gray men, since that's the popular narrative.
Precisely. This would include even more holographic projections, but this time it is UFOs, like massive, believable UFOs in the sky, and then fake alien landings.
So, not only is the sky a screen, but it's also a landing strip for imaginary spaceships. This is like a blockbuster movie, but, real life, allegedly.
And get this, it doesn't stop at aliens. The theory claims this phase would also involve advanced fiber optic technology to create the illusion of ghostly apparitions and supernatural beings materializing right inside people's homes.
Ghost in my living room? So, like the spiritual confusion from phase one, the massive spectacle from phase two, the mind games from phase three, and now a full blown poltergeist party. Oh my goodness.
Yes, the idea is that the psychological impact of all this, the aliens, the ghosts, the general supernatural chaos, would be so profound that most of humanity would just willingly surrender their freedom. Why? In exchange for protection from this perceived extraterrestrial threat.
Wow. So, it's the ultimate bait and switch. Scare everyone senseless with fake aliens and ghosts, and then offer the Antichrist as the benevolent savior, uniting everyone under one world government. That is. That's just next level manipulation. The ultimate deception, really.
Exactly. It's like, we'll protect you from the spooky ghosts and the scary aliens. Just give up all your autonomy and believe in our new leader. It's a pretty intense plan, to say the least. So, when you hear all that, Vera, it sounds incredibly far-fetched, right? Like pure science fiction. But here's the thing that makes people, pause.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he binge watched every sci fi movie ever and just stitched it together, but what's the pause for Kevin?
Well, Monist articulated this theory in 1994, right? And in some ways, he was, dare I say, remarkably prescient. He talked about sophisticated holographic technology, laser projection systems, low frequency radio waves for mind control. And these are technologies that, frankly, have advanced significantly since the mid 90s. We're talking about a time when most people were still on dial up internet, if they had internet at all.
Whoa. Okay, so he was kind of accidentally predicting the future of tech? That's genuinely a little spooky. Holograms that look real, laser systems. Yeah, that's definitely more plausible now than like 30 years ago.
Exactly. But here's the massive gaping hole in the credibility. While the technology itself has progressed, the sheer scale and coordination required for Project Bluebeam, as he described it, would be absolutely staggering.
Oh, for sure. I mean, projecting a coherent 3D hologram across an entire continent or like the whole world simultaneously. That sounds like an impossible amount of power and like lasers. A lot of lasers.
Right. You'd need unprecedented coordination between multiple satellites, enormous power sources that would probably light up the entire grid, and atmospheric conditions that would be nearly impossible to control. Imagine trying to project a perfectly clear image through a thunderstorm in one place and clear skies somewhere else. It's a logistical nightmare. And that's not even getting into the next point we'll cover, which is the secrecy.
Yeah, that sounds like a job for, I don't even know, like a dozen super geniuses with infinite money and no need for sleep. And even then, good luck with the weather.
And this is where it gets interesting in a modern context. You know how there's been a recent surge in mysterious drone sightings across the United States? Unexplained aerial phenomena?
Oh, yeah, the UAP stuff, they're calling it now. It's all over the news and TikTok and everywhere. People are getting very excited about it.
Precisely. Well, guess what some social media users and, true believers are speculating about these unexplained drone sightings? They're wondering if these are actually preparatory tests, like initial trials for the holographic technology described in Monast's theory.
Wait, so people are thinking these drones are not just like secret military tests or actual alien craft, but they're NASA or the UN out there practicing their gigantic space show? That's a serious leap.
It is, but it shows how old theories can adapt to new phenomena. The timing, coinciding with increased public interest in UFO disclosure and government transparency, it just creates fertile ground for these kinds of theories to flourish. Oh, look, unexplained aerial phenomena. Must be Project Bluebeam ramping up. It just fits into the narrative perfectly for some people, right? So that's how it gains new traction. But now let's put on our skeptical hats because, well, this is Dark Dive, and we love poking holes in things. From a practical standpoint, Project Bluebeam has like a zillion logical inconsistencies.
Oh, thank goodness. I was starting to think I needed to buy a tinfoil hat for my cat.
First off, that technological sophistication he describes, even today, it's largely beyond our capabilities. I mean, we've talked about the laser systems and holograms advancing, sure, but creating convincing three-dimensional holograms that would be visible across entire continents, that's not just a big screen TV. That's a universe-sized projector.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, how would you even account for like clouds or rain or, you know, a giant flock of birds flying through Jesus's head? That would kind of ruin the divine message, I think.
Exactly. Atmospheric interference, weather conditions, the basic physics of light projection, it's a nightmare. And then there's the coordination required. Think about it. Multiple international agencies, governments, who knows how many organizations. The theory assumes NASA, the United Nations, and various world governments could maintain absolute secrecy about such a massive undertaking, while simultaneously developing and deploying technology that frankly surpasses current scientific understanding. I mean, do you know how hard it is to keep a surprise birthday party a secret, let alone a fake alien invasion involving every major world power and cutting edge tech?
Oh, please. Someone would tweet about it. Or like a disgruntled engineer would go to the press, or a cleaner would find the plans in a bin. There is no way you could keep something like that under wraps. the sheer number of people who'd have to be in on it, it's just impossible.
Absolutely. Historical precedent suggests that maintaining such secrecy would be virtually impossible. We're talking about, what, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people potentially involved? You'd have to swear every single person to a blood oath. And even then, human beings love to talk, especially when they're working on something that wild. And it's not just the logistics, right? Think about the religious component. The theory's religious bits reflect a very particular Christian apocalyptic worldview. I mean, it assumes that holographic projections of like Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad would have the same psychological impact across all diverse global populations.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, if you're not from a Christian background, seeing a holographic Jesus might not exactly make you instantly convert to the Antichrist side. It might just be confusing or like a cool light show.
Exactly. It kind of demonstrates a somewhat ethnocentric perspective, which, really undermines the theory's universal applicability. Not everyone's going to freak out in the same way or for the same reasons. And then there's the big one for today's world: digital forensics and image analysis. The theory fails to account for how far we've come with that. In today's world, where sophisticated deepfake detection algorithms are becoming incredibly available, the ability to identify artificially generated visual content has improved dramatically.
Oh, yeah, like instantly. I feel like if someone tried to project a giant holographic alien, within 5 minutes, there'd be 10 YouTube videos breaking down the pixels and showing exactly how it was done.
Right? Any large scale holographic deception would likely be quickly exposed by independent researchers and scientists using readily available analytical tools. It wouldn't even be a mystery for long. Someone would be like, enhance, enhance. And then, boom, there's your projector's serial number. And speaking of things that wouldn't be a mystery for long, we should probably clear up one of the more persistent myths surrounding Project Bluebeam, which is about Serge Monast himself.
Oh, right. The mysterious death part. I mean, I just kind of assumed that he was like totally assassinated by the global elites for spilling the beans. That's how these things usually go in the conspiracy world, isn't it?
Well, that's certainly what many conspiracy theorists claim, and it's definitely become part of the Blue Beam narrative that his death was, some kind of suspicious assassination. But medical records indicate he actually died of a heart attack in 1996.
Wait, really? A heart attack? That's surprisingly mundane.
I know, right? There's just no credible evidence to suggest that his death was related to his conspiracy theory work. It was, unfortunately, just a tragic but natural death. So, no mysterious poison umbrella or anything like that.
Huh. That's actually kind of disappointing, not going to lie. It takes away a little bit of the dramatic flair, but it does make it less of a true crime mystery.
So, even with all these inconsistencies and, the very unmysterious death of its originator, Project Bluebeam still has this enduring appeal. And it really makes you wonder, like, why do people still cling to this stuff?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like, it sounds so out there, but you hear about it popping up again and again. What is it about it that just, like, resonates with people, you know?
Well, I think it really taps into some fundamental human fears, right? Like the fear of losing control over our own perceptions, the fear of technological manipulation, and honestly, a lot of religious uncertainty that people feel today.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with everything going on in the world, people are already feeling a bit unmoored, I guess, from traditional institutions.
Exactly. And in an era where deepfake technology is becoming so incredibly sophisticated and digital manipulation is just like everywhere, the idea that our senses could be completely deceived, it doesn't feel as far fetched as it might have back in 1994.
That's true. Before it was like holograms in the sky. What is this, Star Wars? But now you see what AI can do, and it's like, okay, maybe not tomorrow, but whoa.
Yeah, precisely. Plus, for people who feel a bit disconnected from traditional religious institutions, but still have that spiritual anxiety, Bluebeam offers this weird narrative that kind of validates both religious skepticism and that spiritual longing. It gives them a framework to think, oh, maybe my faith could be manipulated for political purposes.
So it's almost like it provides a new mythology for people who are, you know, questioning the old ones. And then you throw in social media, and that's just a giant accelerant for any conspiracy theory, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Social media and digital communication have created so many new pathways for these theories to spread and evolve. And when you see something like the recent mysterious drone sightings, which are unexplained, it's just like chef's kiss. For a conspiracy theory like Bluebeam, it allows it to adapt and incorporate new phenomena, making it feel current and validated to believers.
That makes so much sense. It's like the more uncertain the world gets and the more advanced technology gets, the more vulnerable we become to these narratives that try to make sense of it all, even if that sense is super wild.
Exactly. So, while Project Bluebeam itself clearly lacks credible evidence and is full of, let's be honest, logical inconsistencies, I think it really does raise some pretty crucial questions,
Yeah, definitely. Like, even if you don't believe any of it, it still makes you think about bigger issues.
right? It's about that intersection of technology, power, and human psychology, which are all still super relevant today. As our technological capabilities just keep advancing, the potential for sophisticated manipulation and deception, it does grow. Maybe not exactly how Monist envisioned it, but the potential is there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've seen enough examples just in the last few years of how like social media algorithms can totally influence political beliefs or how AI can create convincing fake content or how mass media can just really shape public perception.
Yeah, and I think that's why the theory persists. It taps into these very real concerns about the concentration of technological power in the hands of a few institutions and, the potential for that power to be misused.
So, it's not so much about the aliens and the holograms, but more about like who's pulling the strings and what are they going to do with all this amazing tech?
Exactly. Perhaps the most important question that Project Bluebeam raises isn't whether this specific conspiracy exists, but rather, how do we as a society maintain critical thinking and independent analysis in an era of rapidly advancing technology?
That's the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? Like, how do you even begin to distinguish between what's a legitimate concern about technological manipulation and what's just like unfounded paranoia? And how do we hold these powerful institutions accountable without just like falling down a total conspiracy rabbit hole ourselves?
It's a tightrope walk for sure. The enduring appeal of Project Bluebeam, to me, ultimately reflects our collective struggle to understand and navigate a world where the boundaries between reality and simulation, truth and deception, are just becoming increasingly blurred.
Yeah, it's like the theory itself becomes less of a factual claim and more of like a cultural artifact, like a mirror reflecting our deepest anxieties about technology, about power, and about like the very nature of truth itself.
Totally. So, as we keep seeing these unexplained phenomena, and as technology just barrels forward, the real challenge is figuring out how to maintain that healthy skepticism about institutional power without, falling into the trap of full-blown conspiracy thinking.
And I think the answer probably isn't just to dismiss all concerns about technological manipulation out of hand, but to actually develop better tools for critical analysis and like seriously vigilant oversight of the institutions that wield all this technological power.
Right? Because ultimately, the most effective defense against any potential Project Bluebeam scenario, real or imagined, might just be an informed, critically thinking populace that refuses to surrender their agency to fear, whether that fears of aliens or holograms or just, the powerful institutions that shape our world.
Mic drop. That's a good place to leave it, Kevin. Wow. A lot to unpack today on Dark Dive, huh?
Absolutely. My mind is still like reeling a little bit. But hey, thank you so much for diving deep with us into this truly wild conspiracy theory, Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to Dark Dive, the strange, hidden, and untold so you don't miss our next adventure into the unknown.
We've got more strange, hidden, and untold stories coming your way. Always with that focus on, maintaining skepticism and critical analysis, even when things seem out of this world.
Exactly. Stay curious, stay questioning, and we'll catch you on the next Dark Dive.